In the last example, last question of example 16, we're going to solve 2x cubed minus 11x squared plus 8x minus 9. We're going to go through our list. Is there any common factors? No, because some of them doesn't have x's. Difference of two squares, it's not there. Can I do anything by grouping? I can group these two together, but no, I can't do that. Can I group those two together? Not really, nothing stands out. So it doesn't look like I can do grouping. Then I'll have to use the remainder theorem. Okay, so if I use the remainder theorem, I'm going to start off by naming my polynomial. I'm going to say, just going to work over here. I'm going to say let px equal 2x cubed minus 11x squared plus 18x take 9. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at, first of all, at 9. And I'm going to say, to get to 9, that's going to be one of my factors. It's going to be plus minus 1 is a factor. Plus minus 9 is a factor. For 3, it is plus or minus 3 as well. So that's the 3 factors. That's the 6 factors that I'm going to look at first. Start with the easiest one. I'm going to start with plus 1. So I'm going to say P at 1 equals 2 times 1 cubed minus 11 times 1 squared plus 18 times 1 take 9. If I calculate that, it seems to, that equals 0. Which means that if P at 1 gives me a remainder of 0, it means that x minus 1 is a factor. Okay, if x minus 1 is a factor, I need to find out what the other factors. Now, you can do it by inspection, but I still think, personally, that the easiest way is to do this by long division. 11x squared plus 18x minus 9, and I'm going to divide x minus 1 in there. Right, I'm going to say x divided into 2x cubed, 2x squared times. Now I'm going to multiply that. I'm going to multiply that in there. And I'm going to say that equals 2x cubed. And then I'm going to say 2x times negative 1. And that's going to give me negative 2x squared. I'm going to subtract. The moment I subtract, my positive here becomes negative. My negative becomes positive. 2x cubed minus 2x cubed is 0. Negative 11x plus 2x is negative 9x squared plus 18x. That 18x comes down. I then say x divided into negative 9x squared, negative 9x times. Negative 9 times x equals negative 9x squared. Negative 9x times negative 1 is positive 9x. I subtract. The moment I subtract, my negative becomes positive and my positive becomes negative. 9x squared plus 9x squared is nothing. 18x take away 9x is 9x. And this 9 comes down to negative 9. And then say x divide into 9x plus 9 times. And I multiply back. 9 times x is 9x. 9 times negative 1 equals negative 9. So therefore, P at x equals x minus 1. Just write a little bit neater. X minus 1 multiplied by 2x squared minus 9x plus 9. Which means we are talking about this and this is being the same. Okay, I have then to simplify. I have to factorize 2x squared and 9. I'm going to do it with experience. X minus 1, 2 brackets. One of them have to be x, the other one have to be 2x. I need to get to 9. I need to get to 9. It seems like 3 is the only one that's going to be there, so I'm going to make this a 3 and this a 3. This tells me both signs need to be the same, and both of them needs to be negative. Okay, so let's just double check if I get the right answer. X times 2x is 2x squared. I've got minus 3x minus 2x, that gives me minus 9x. Negative times negative 3 is plus 9. So according to that is when px equals 0, therefore x needs to be 1. This is this solution. So it's this solution comes from there. Or x equals positive 3. That solution comes from there. Or the last one. I'm going to redo this. I'm going to say that is, or 2x minus 3 equals 0. So what we say is, we say that this thing must be 0. And from there I can see x equals plus 3 on both sides, divide by 2, and that is then my 3 answers.